What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. I'm feeling just a little bit under the weather today, but I've got a nap. I feel better. Just bear with me if I'm drenched in sweat or stumbling a little in this market watch. That being said, sometimes in Yu-Gi-Oh! You live long enough as the villain to become the hero. Ain't that true? This was the meta. People hated it. Although out of a structured deck, you could play this as Rogue without Dimensional Barrier and Pot of Desires. Metal Foes and Paleo, the simpler times, right? But ABC Dragon Buster really pops on this Field Center. Go look on their Facebook if you don't believe me. This light blue into light blue, it actually just really goes ham. And then on the back, A, B, and C. Basa. All the old memes. Oh my gosh, I miss this format. But with code What'sGood5 for 5% off and to support the channel directly, it gets even cheaper. This is limited serialized to 300 copies. And with that, I do want to note there's kind of the secondary market that's developed over time, like the Stardust and Black Rose. They really shot up in price, so you do want to get these sooner than later using that promo code to support the channel directly and get it even cheaper if you are interested. Now, Burst of Destiny pre-sales, these are a little disappointing to see, but we all knew that would happen at first on TCG Player, right? Like, only 3 sellers, actual sales on all of these, though? Like, what are you doing? A fool and their money will soon be parted. Now, the boxes have gone up a lot, too, which means the singles likely will, and tier zeros on back order boxes and cases, so read the description. I know that's hard for Yu-Gi-Oh! Players, so we'll go over it real quick. As of 21/09/29, any order placed beyond this date will be on the back order list. We expect to be able to fulfill all orders without issues, but due to current supply chain issues, aka waves and those kinds of things, we can't be 100% sure on that. So you may be stuck in wave 2. Other products are still hitting waves like the Megaton to a degree, but code What'sGood5 for 5% off to support the channel directly will make this even cheaper, but be aware that's a possibility. Now, on guaranteed pre-sales that are actually decently priced, over on Card Brawlers, you love to see it, Destroy Phoenix at $74. I thought my pre-sellers would end up going $90 US, maybe even just under 100, but the first one up is 74 for Destroy Phoenix. I like it. Now, Mo Yi Sword Soul is 66. I do feel for the Sword Soul players, but you see that even disappearing from here. I think Robbie covered how this morning it was $1,000 to build Sword Soul. Well, at least in some pre-sales it will not be, and we'll see competition rise up. But with Burst of Destiny, a lot of people are looking at this at like between the power levels of Eternity Code and Rise of the Duels, and we haven't had a set this good in a while. So with the set already rising like it is, where those did not, we're in a weird position. Ecclesia at 66 also has me scratching my head a little bit. It's such a freaking good card. And then you see Sword Soul Grandmaster at 42 here, and then it gets really reasonable. I actually think Impim at 25. I expected pre-sales to be 40 as the top Floonderies card. Well, 25 is pretty reasonable, and it's even cheaper with that code to support the channel. So overall, I think that Card Brawlers stepping up into the pre-sale game and going this ham this early, gotta give props. I did not expect these kind of prices, and with the Canadian market being different, they are from Canada, but they ship to the US for singles. They do not do that for sealed. It's very interesting, their take on this, and I think they're a bit low on some things early, while other things may turn out to be a bit high. That's why with pre-sales, go in with a game plan. Know what you're after. Look at sales rates. Sales rates don't always mean anything. Look at Crossout Designator at 120, and I told you guys to wait, and now it's 50. So it's not always going to go that way, but with core sets, it's a different ballpark and game as people are cracking cases versus, say, the Megatons, where you get that 1.5 average pull per case. You get the 2.4 here, but it's also just more costly for vendors to go in, and now the price has risen. And where the singles are going to go from that, where the competition on the sealed will go from this, man, I just want to point this out. I don't have this pulled up. Rise of the Duelist. This is actually something I was staring at thinking, I don't think this is Rise of the Duelist 2.0, but the fact that sealed cases have just gone so crazy over time, or sealed boxes have gone so freaking wild, like, it might be pretty good to hold on to memorable sets these days, even with a very low sale rate happening on them. You still get them over time, and I could see Burst being above Eternity Code, but under Rise to a degree, like I said. Baxia Ultimate Rare, somebody pointed this out yesterday. Unfortunately, I didn't see it before the sale. It's really chilled out if you're looking for a copy of Ulti Unlims for your Sword Souls. And First Eds have also chilled out just a bit. I remember them being 95, crazy. Now they're 72, which is still a bit high. But if you want to max out your deck, you're already blowing all that cash on Sword Soul and you're flexing and you want it to look nice, well, this has actually gone down from its buyouts that were ramping up before just a bit. Pulling the rug, is this really for Sword Soul? I don't know why you all are doing it. Let me know if there's another reason, but pulling the rug, I would just play like Summon Limit, dude. They summon the token, they can't do anything. Think about it. But pulling the rug is bought out. Past formats, yep, I suppose. Ultis are actually when I did my Ultimate Rare buy, one of the packages that didn't come in were a ton of these ultis, and I was big Sag. But yeah, the ultis, let's see where they land at this point so I can be even more salty. The Unlims, 25s, okay, Strike of Neo, super iconic set, and First Ed also starts at 26, but there's very few before it goes up even further. Eldritch the Golden Lord, I told you guys to get this at $3 to $4, although it could have a reprint somewhere if there's more stuff getting reprint, maybe a TCG Alter Art exclusive next gold. Still would be weird to have back-to-back golds. It's around $7 now instead of that $3 to $4, and the Secret Rare has been bouncing a bit all over the place, now at 65, where I remember it getting a buyout back to crazy land like 90. Arch Nemesis Protoss, I know DB Grinder actually covered this in his community tab in one of his market watches. He was like, I think this card's pretty good. I do also, and it missed its reprint in the Megatons from Eternity Code, but it's still one of those techs that, like, will it be Levianeer level, right? Like, will it actually hit that level? That's the question we're kind of looking at, but for this Ultra Rare right now, it's $22+ with huge amounts of people going in over here, actually today, rather than sale day after that DB Grinder post. King's Court, and I do actually think that's fine, by the way. I just want to iterate. Content creators saying, yo, I think this card is good, and putting people onto it, I don't really think there's a sin to that. I think it's, especially when you're looking at a point of meta, you've seen gameplay of it, even if you're thinking with player brain, I respect that a lot more than maybe somebody having like 50 copies in their back pocket and then going, yo, guys, check this out, without letting people know, right? I do actually respect that way more. F-Zero, speaking of somebody who has something, I have a bunch of King's Court sealed. The collector rare is going up. Remember that any individual card going up really want to help us out, but we have seen a lot of King's Court cards going up. Lightning Storm now at its all-time high for collector rare. F-Zero hitting back to 100 with only 10 copies here. Well, there's one at 95 before. We're at 100, then 105, skipping around. But yeah, just a ton of these going during the TCG bonus bucks back sale, and then you see regular F-Zero starting to go down in quantities as well, towards $20 from its 18, which isn't the biggest jump, but this will be on a lot of in the boards this upcoming Burst of Destiny format, especially with Phantom Knights, so something to keep in mind and watch out for. DTP1, Dual Terminal, I tried to say it at the same time. Alley of Justice Catastor at 10k. This has been here for some times. I've even joked like, yo, I've got mine for 1500, but always check both. Like, this eBay one, it just doesn't focus. It does say used. So, like, on the front, they don't get a good focus, but on the back, they actually get a very good focus on their card. And then I also saw this listing for 2k or best offer. So it's like, you can be sane, and I think they're being cautious because of the whiting up there, and you see some scratches to the right there, so probably not the perfect card. Yeah, you see a little there as well. Oh, all over. Yikes. Okay, I should have looked harder. But seriously, the back being cleanish. If you're in the market for the card, it's just so hard to find one that's actually near mint, that's actually there, and so 10k, I don't think it goes for that, but past formats still have parts of the market going crazy, while the rest of the market is falling out in the collector's market. Look at, like, Gate Guardian, look at the other cards in the collector sector, a lot of them, the Blue Eyes even with, you have Battle of Chaos on the horizon, have gone down over time, but DTP1, Defying Gravity, available for a very short time at one Nationals WCQ, as well as some California dual terminals, as I understand. Some of them got out in Cali, and just over time, that one little difference in a set number has made so many crazy moves. Rise of the Duelist, it's the set that keeps on giving, right? Like, we look at Triple Tactics Talents here. Anytime I just see Triple Tactics Talents, I'm like, dang, dude. It really kept doing that. But looking around the rest, Eternity Code's Effect Veiler is up for Starlight, Stardust Dragon. This is all the work of the TCG player sale. You see, also, only 3 of these actually sold, and then you do have one under it from a low rated but still 100% seller before it's higher, 640, 650. So Starlight's jumping up not even 10%, but still, when you see that $50 jump, kind of do numbers, think about it. But when only 3 cards moves the entire market on a card, it is very interesting, isn't it? And then sales rates are typically low after till the next sale or the next reason to buy. But Valor is up, Stardust is up, Black Rose, I think you were able to buy for $425 not too long ago, and you can see people have been spending a lot more lately, although this one went for $400, but that was a while ago. And now it's a lot more towards that $500 mark, pretty solidly. Fusion Destiny's been pointed out to me a lot. Oh, this card should be higher. The format's here. What are you doing? And somebody bought a ton of the super rares the other day, /49 right here. Holy heck. Somebody went the heck in at $12 a piece when there's cheaper ones. I guess they all come in one package. Okay. And then there's the Korean ones that you can't even play. But point being, like, just because people feel a card should be more expensive and it likely will be played highly in an engine, these were 2 pretty accessible versions of the card, and they've already done from 2 to 6 to 10. They've doubled 2x. Like, could they again? Yes, in theory, but cards are often where they should be in price, and you can still make those calls. Like, this feels too cheap. This feels like it's, but at the moment in time, it's the price it should be. Now, again, I personally do think this can go up from here. I could see this being 15, 18, maybe 20, but realistically, I feel like this is a $15 card that could just get reprinted and slammed in these reprint sets, but if it misses all of them, that's when you could really see it skyrocket, sure. But I think reprint fears, ban list fears always take place, but I don't think you should have ban list fears that early over that engine either. Finally, True Dracos have some cards going up in price. True Draco Apocalypse, weird enough, the super rares, market price $650. And then the other supers, low in quantity over here. Somebody's looking at the Zodiac format, maybe. But I just wanted to point out the banless cycle does always become a cycle. Remember this going 31 solid actual sales at 31 for first edition? Well, there you go. Although 0%. $28. Okay, I want my money back to put into other things. $28 here, top rated seller. $30. Well, that's unlimited, but you get my point. There will be listings popping up cheaper and cheaper for a bit, but then the ban list. Could they finally do it? John, will Masterpiece, will it end up gone? I don't think it's coming off the list, but again, ban list season. Far away for now. And that's where you're going to see things settle before they go crazy. And just a little reminder. Thanks for watching today's Market Watch. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the conversation. I'm going to go rest up more before bonus stream tonight. 7 o'clock Central. Set your alarm. And I will see you there because I'm going to go set my alarm.